Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the nature of a state and also the jurisdiction that being an independent state would give London. Before I start, I'd like to tackle some of the points that the proposition has brought up. London is great. We've heard that London's amazing, and I agree that London's amazing. But why is there a need? Do we feel so insecure that we have to declare ourselves an independent state? There is absolutely no need, ladies and gentlemen. The proposition have also portrayed us as a very selfish city. They say that we don't care about Leeds. We don't care about all the other poor countries poor cities in our country. But, ladies and gentlemen, we do care. I mean, we have this international stigma that we are selfish people. So we should be reversing this stigma and making it seem as though we are actually decent people who care about the rest of the world. In addition to this, we've heard that we should keep multiculturalism in London. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a ridiculous idea. We should spread this throughout the country. And we've also heard, no thank you, we've also heard that there's a great sense of community in London. So you're telling me that when I watch Coronation Street, it's lying to me. Coronation Street, there's a huge sense of community. And in many places, such as where Coronation Street is set, there's a huge sense of community.
Point of information.
No thank you. And finally, We've heard about London passports and having these passports. Well, aren't they just another way of tracking us? Aren't they just another form of identity cards? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we do not want this. On to such substantial arguments. No, thank you. What is the nature of a state? Well, we believe that to be an independent state, there has to be a will among the Londoners to be an independent state. We feel that to be an independent state, there should be oppression from the government. We feel that there should be some sort of religious cultural identity that's being repressed by the government, and therefore we should become an independent state for reasons such as that. Go ahead.
Sir, just because you're an independent state doesn't mean you can't give foreign aid to places like Leeds where we become independent. We give money to Africa right now. We're not part of that country. Being independent doesn't mean we have to be selfish.
I understand your point, but you portrayed in your arguments that we don't care about Leeds. They can starve for all we care. No, that's simply not true. So at the moment, we don't see any need to become an independent state, because as we've already pointed out on the proposition and the opposition, London is flourishing. London is a centre for finance, and we do not need to become an independent state to establish this. No thanks. Also, we've also pointed out how we're such a multicultural society, and how in London there's lots of different cultures. Well, for that reason, there's no universal will to become an independent state, because there's all these different directions that people are following, because they're from different cultures, and everyone has different wills. So I think it is naive to suggest that everyone in London wants us to become an independent state. On to my second point. No, thank you. The jurisdiction of what power we get given as an independent state. Well, surely this will foster tension between London and the government. Because, no thank you, because London now has this newfound power, and as you said, we're going to have an army. Well, let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, an army's fun until someone gets killed. Please, it's ridiculous to suggest that we should have our own army just because we're an independent state. That just doesn't wash. Basically, we feel, no thank you, that London, by becoming an independent state, there'll be conflict and tension built up between London and the government, and also other deprived cities such as Leeds.
Sir.
No thank you. We don't feel that this is a healthy relationship, seeing as we are one nation. And as one nation, we should be joined, we should be united. And we feel that by suggesting becoming an independent state and forgetting about the rest of the country, as pointed out on the proposition, we feel this is a very naive approach to this topic. So basically, we feel that if we become an independent state, there's going to be so much tension between other countries. It could lead to between other cities. It could lead to a massive civil war. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, civil war. So what have I spoken to you about today? I've taught you about what the nature of a state actually is, and how there is no need for us to become an independent state, because there is no repression from the government. There is no need to become independent. I've also taught you about the jurisdiction and how it could foster tension between London and other cities in our country, and also how it could foster tension in the government. And on that point, I beg you oppose this motion. Thank you.